everyone, welcome back to All Things Academic. I'm Erica, aka Professor Lloyd. On this channel, we talk about academic lifestyle and planning for passion and productivity. In today's video, I'm going to talk about finding a mentor. How do I find a mentor? Is a question that I get often from graduate students and from colleagues. Before we begin, I want to dispel some myths about what a mentor is not. One thing that lots of people think is that a mentor will have all of the answers, and that's just not possible. It's not possible for one person, given all of the different needs that we might have, to know every single thing about every single experience and every single skill that we might need to develop. I also want to dispel the myth that the mentor will be the one wise sage that will demystify the process of academia for us. The second myth that I want to dispel is that a mentor will know everything. So oftentimes students and colleagues will ask me for advice about a range of topics, and while I appreciate that they think that I know many things, I appreciate their vote of confidence in terms of my qualifications and what I know. A myth is that a mentor will know that one mentor will know everything that they could possibly know, and that's just not possible. The third myth that I want to dispel is that a mentor has to be in your either department or in your university. So it's possible to find lots of different mentors outside of your department for lots of different things that you might need. And that person might either be outside of your department or they may be even outside of your university. Finding mentors can be really important for our success in academia. So tip number one is to identify gaps in knowledge. Before you start looking for mentorship, you want to know what areas might you need a mentor to help fill or to build knowledge on. A question that keeps reoccurring among my mentees is, how do I know what I don't know? And a mentor can help, or mentors can help fill that information that you don't know. But you also want to do some of that work on your own end in terms of gaps in my knowledge or my experience that I would like a mentor to help me with. My second tip for finding mentorship is to apply for programs. So there are lots of different resources out there, both in terms of resources at your department, at your university. There may be mentoring programs where they'll match you with a mentor. There are also mentoring programs through professional organizations. So I'm in psychology, and there are lots of different professional organizations in my discipline. Through expanding our network to this broader range or broader network of mentors, we can often achieve that through a formal mentoring program. My third tip, which may push some of us outside of our comfort zones, is to get ready to knock on some doors. Fortunately, in this day and age, we don't always have to physically knock on doors. When I first started out in academia as an undergraduate student, I remember there were a lot of experiences physically knocking on professors' doors looking for mentorship. In this day and age, you can physically knock on doors, but you can also send an email. Get ready to go out and look for mentorship, which may include sending emails, physically knocking on doors, setting up some coffee dates, as I like to call them. I get lots of people who reach out to me. They say, "Hi, Professor Lloyd, I read your paper on X, and I was just wondering if you would be willing to set up a brief call to talk about your research." And that can often lead to other opportunities in the future for mentorship based on our shared mutual interests or shared personalities. Sometimes you just click. And so that's one thing that you can do. You can literally just send someone an email, try to set up a time to talk with them, get ready to put yourself out there. Another tip is to steel yourself. So sometimes you may put yourself out there and reach out to people and want to set up a meeting, or you're seeking mentorship, and people may not be responsive to your request. It's super common for people to not respond, especially in this day and age, because they're very busy and there's a lot going on. And so it's nothing about you. It could just be that that person has a lot going on in their life, or has a lot of mentees, or has a lot of work, or maybe has health issues, or many other things that have nothing to do with you. But in all likelihood, the person may just not be available. But there will be someone who is available to mentor you. The majority of people, maybe 75% of the people that I've reached out to in my career have been responsive, and maybe 25%, maybe 10%. 10% of people never responded. I don't take it personal. I just move on to the next opportunity, or I send my next email. Another tip for finding a mentor is to think about mentorship in terms of formal mentors and people that are informal mentors. The one thing that I've done in my career that's been really helpful and beneficial to me is I've had formal mentors, I've had advisors, I've been in formal mentoring programs, but I also consider the informal mentorship that I've received. Informal mentors can be people that just check on you over email, you see them at conferences, they might send you an opportunity. They're all a part of your network, but they're not necessarily formally involved in mentoring you. So my biggest tip is to think about mentorship in terms of a network of people. Finally, my last tip for mentoring is really not even about receiving mentoring. It's about paying it forward, or I like the concept of lifting as you climb. So I'm very much a proponent of the abundance mindset, that we don't want to burn ourselves out by just giving and giving and giving and giving when we have no more time to give. But as you receive support from other people, be willing to provide that support in whatever capacity that you can for other people. I very much live by the philosophy of lift as we climb. If you found value from this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you would like to know when I post more content, hit the notification and subscribe, and consider sharing this video with someone else. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.